Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. This video is going to be about whether or not narcissistic people actually care about you or care about their friends and their family. And it's very confusing when it comes to narcissistic people because they can act like they care very well in order to get their needs met. When it comes to narcissistic people, they will shower someone with attention, affection and support when they want something from that individual person. Depending what they want from that person depends what the narcissist will offer to that person. And then once the narcissistic person's needs are met, they will withhold attention, affection and support. And they do this for various reasons, either because they lack the empathy to care about the other person's needs, because they've got what they want from the other person, so they're no longer interested in manipulating that other person, or they're looking to punish that other person for not giving the narcissist what the narcissist wanted from that individual person. And so when it comes to narcissistic people and whether or not they care, is very confusing because we live a reality with them where they seemingly care for us to distract us from the reality that they are manipulating us, they are exploiting us, they are using us to get their needs met. Narcissistic people tend to lack consideration for other people's needs, although it can come across as though they are thinking of other people's needs because the narcissist considers their own needs, so they will manipulate people to get their own needs met. And part of that manipulation process is by seemingly coming across as though they care about someone, coming across as somebody's hero, so they can sell a person an illusion of who the narcissist can be. So people are led to trust and believe within that narcissist, only that reality isn't true. It's the narcissist manipulation. So it brings a lot of confusion about when we realise they're not who we thought they were. They're not who they led us to believe we thought they were. They're somebody who influenced us in a way to get their own needs met. Narcissistic people tend to not care because they lack the empathy to do so. Some have the cognitive empathy, so they can think empathetically of how to guilt another person, how to pity play with another person, how to play the victim with another person to get their needs met, to gain that compassion, to gain that sympathetic attention, to guilt trip people into getting the narcissist's own way by saying to people, after all I've done for you. So when they're doing for you and it seems like they care about you, they're doing for you to get something from you, and when they don't get something from you, they're going to turn around and say, after all I've done for you, which shows they didn't do those things because they cared about you. They did those things to exploit you. So narcissistic people can seemingly care, however they lack the empathy to care in an authentic way. Narcissistic people are incredibly exploitative people. They will say what needs to be said in any given moment in time to get what they want from another person. So if they need to say that they love somebody, they will claim that they will love someone to influence that person into trusting and caring about the narcissist and believing that the narcissist loves and cares about them. However, the narcissist meaning of love isn't the same as other people's, genuine people's meanings of love. Genuine people who love tend to care about the other person, tend to consider the other person's wants and wishes and desires and needs, find compromises, reach middle grounds, love the personality of the person. Narcissistic people tend to love what a person can provide for the narcissist. More often than not, if you ask a narcissist what they love about you, it's usually things that you have done for them that they come out with, rather than your sense of humour or your caring nature or the way you talk, the way you find certain things funny. They don't love those kinds of things. They love what you provide for them. Narcissistic people are incredibly entitled people. They want everything their own way, and they believe they deserve to have that special treatment. They deserve to get the things that they want. And as they are exploitative, as they lack empathy, they will manipulate a situation to seemingly come across as though they care, so that they can exploit people to get their needs met by people. Narcissists are very envious people. So if they're envious of something that someone else has, they will go all out to exploit, to either take it from that person or gain an advantage from that person, or if they can't take it from that person, they'll go all out to destroy it for the other person. So when it comes to narcissistic people, the way they treat other people shows how they don't care about other people, because they lack the empathy to care about other people. So they either don't care about another person because another person isn't providing the narcissist with what the narcissist wants from that person. They will seemingly care when someone is providing the narcissist with what the narcissist wants, and then they'll no longer care when they're not getting what they want. Or they can be seeking revenge on somebody. Revenge is a normal emotion that many people can feel. When you have been betrayed by someone, when you have been hurt by someone, many people, normal emotions, can want to retaliate and hurt that person back. Now, this is more when someone has deceived you in some horrific way, when someone has cheated on you in some horrific way, when someone has hurt you. Most people will go through a stage of wanting to seek revenge. Not all people. With narcissistic people, their revenge works slightly differently. Their revenge is over simple things, like you might not have asked them in the right tone of voice when they walked through the door how their day went. And they take this personally. This strikes their ego, and they seek then to punish and to hurt you. You might just want to go and see your friends and family, and because narcissistic people seek that excessive admiration, because they want the attention, because they don't want you giving the attention elsewhere, they seek to punish you for meeting up with your friends and family, for doing everyday things. It can be down to things such as working, an everyday thing that everyday people do, just going out to work and earning money. This in some way can threaten a narcissist. They need that financial control. They need to isolate you from support so that they can manipulate you easier. Therefore, they can seek revenge on you. They can seek to want to punish you for simply going out to work and earning your own money. When it comes to a narcissist, revenge is not because you've done something to hurt them according to society's morals. It's the fact that you've done something that questions their sense of security, that questions who they are as a person, that questions their fears of things such as abandonment. Now, narcissistic people might fear abandonment, however, they lack the empathy to care for how their mistreatment of you might push you to leaving them. They just twist it and blame you for leaving them. And anything they get caught out on, they blame other people. It's always those, I'm sorry if you hadn't. I'm sorry, but you did. They don't take responsibility for their own behaviour. They pass the responsibility over to somebody else. So they don't care for how their actions have hurt another person, because they believe the other person has hurt them, and they care about getting one over on that other person. They care about getting that other person back for the very thing the narcissist actually did to the other person. And when you're in a moment of seeking revenge, it is usually because you lack the empathy to care about that person in that moment in time, because the pain you're suffering is more than the empathy you have towards that person. However, usually somebody has done something drastically hurtful towards you, which causes you to want to seek revenge. With a narcissist, you might have just not made their sandwich right, and they're going to find a way to punish you because they lack the empathy to care. They lack the consideration of what you've been doing that day. They lack the ability to see things from your perspective. Now, it's very difficult to recognise that a narcissist doesn't care. When we find out that they've done something that has hurt us, whether that is some form of infidelity, or it can be a parent, a friend, a child, a co-worker, someone's narcissistic partner is somebody's narcissistic child, somebody's narcissistic parent. And when they've broken your trust, when they've lied to you, when they've cheated on you, it causes that internal pain. The past that you've lived with them is no longer matching up to the reality you are living in that moment, causing that cognitive dissonance of the belief you had of what was, and then one minute you're living in that present moment with what is, believing everything's okay, and then the next minute you find out they've done something that has negative consequences on your life, and your whole world collapses, and the past no longer makes sense, and the present is in a state of confusion. The future is in a state of doubt. You had that certainty of who that person was, who they are, and what your life will be together, and that is just completely shattered by their infidelity towards you, or their lies that they made to you. Is incredibly confusing. As humans, we like that love and connection with people. We like that sense of security, that certainty of how things will go. And when we've built something up with someone to go in a certain direction, and then everything changes over one lie, one misdeed of theirs, some people take it a lot easier than others. Some people get over it quicker than others. Some people never get over it. It varies from individual to individual, depending on who the individual is and depending on the infidelity that's occurred, depending on the trust that was broken. And the thing is, when we're in that state and something has gone wrong from what we thought life was, what we thought who they were, what we thought life would be, the temporary pain of forgiving that person and trying to work it out with that person, and understanding that we all make mistakes and giving them another chance, that relief from that temporary pain seems easier, especially if the narcissist is seemingly apologising in a way that they blame you. That temporary relief of thinking we all make mistakes, they genuinely do care, it's not like them, they don't do it very often. We can then fall into the trap of forgiving them, believing they care, and giving them another chance. And when someone hurts you once, yes, people can make mistakes. So this is our warning. This is our time to pay attention. If you're dealing with a narcissistic person, once you forgive them, they learn they can get away with it, and their behaviour gets worse. They escalate their behaviour. They find new ways to manipulate and blame you and shame you for their behaviour, and they will do it again. And when they do it again, that is your lesson of who they are as a person, because if you forgive them again, they're going to take full advantage and continue the cycle with you. Some people who make a genuine mistake would apologise in a method of, I'm sorry, and they would make sure they would not do it again because they have the compassion to care about you. They consider your needs. They would not repeat it again. With some people, once the trust is broken, they do split straight away. When dealing with narcissistic people, it's not that easy from all the narcissist games that they throw your way. So breaking free is incredibly difficult due to the narcissist manipulation. However, it is possible. When it comes to breaking free, sometimes we can feel that pain of the uncertainty, of the unknown, of breaking free feels far worse of the pain and what they've done and forgiving them. However, when you're in that situation, you've got to ask yourself, can I live like this in a year's time, in 5 years' time, in 10 years' time? Because it's still going to be like this. They've done it once, they've done it again, and they will do it again. So can I live like this in 5, 10, 15 years' time? And if that answer is no, then you have got to make the choice to face the pain, to break away at that moment in time and focus on where you would like your life to be in 5 years' time. Even focus where you'd like your life to be in a year's time, 18 months' time. Start creating those new dreams, start creating those new visions to give you that sense of certainty back, that sense of security back, and start achieving those things that you want out of your life for yourself, and leave the pain where it is. You might have to deal with emotions and deal with things, but leave the pain of that moment where it belongs, because it is in your past. You don't need to keep dragging the pain into your future. And if you stick with a narcissist, that pain is going to be dragged with you into your future, because they will repeat their behaviour, because they lack the empathy to care for how their behaviour affects you. If anyone has any thoughts on this video, please add those into the comments. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support with the channel. It's greatly appreciated. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about narcissistic behaviour, to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with within your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you understand and overcome narcissistic and emotional abuse. If you are looking for further information, I do have several online guides available, and those teachable links are in the video description. If you're looking for someone to speak to, I have partnered with BetterHelp, and their sponsored link is also in the video description. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.